Hello and welcome to the Trading Post podcast, where we unlock the secrets of business-to-business trade, dive into powerful networking strategies, and share my exciting journey of using a podcast to market my business instead of relying on SEO. I'm your host, Trader Stu. Hello, welcome back to the Trading Post. I am your host, Trader Stu, of course. And I wanted to talk to you real quick about, I guess not real quick or whatever, I want to kind of get into it today about Perplexity, or I guess any AI, really. I use Copilot and Perplexity. And honestly, the only reason why I use Perplexity is because if you're an Xfinity member or user, you get these points for, I guess, paying your bill on time or using it. Anyway, they give you points to use, and Perplexity was free through Xfinity. I guess it's a $20 value is what most people would pay for this, and so that's $240 a year. You know, it's a nice little perk, a little benefit there. At any rate, Perplexity just kind of like combines or lets you use different ones all within it itself. So like there's a ChatGPT version, there's the DeepSeek model, there's different models, I think 5 or 6 different models. I just use Auto or Perplexity's model because it chooses the best model that like for you, I guess, depending on what search you put into the algorithm, and it knows like I guess where to go for it. I don't know. I've tried them all. Only thing I've noticed is that some take longer to give you a result than others, and I don't really noticed any real difference in, I guess, the output and the result. Anyway, so how am I using it for business-to-business sales is what I wanted to get into today, since this is kind of like, it's networking. You know what it is? It's follow-up networking that most people don't do. And the reason why is because it takes so long to go through it all. And while my method still is, slightly time consuming or whatever, but you might as well utilize and do something with the business cards that you gather at the networking event from before, right? Oh, and by the way, I'm testing this out again. This time I'm in my car and there's road noise. I didn't get into a park. I'm actually waiting for a store to open right now. So I just thought I might knock out a quick podcast because my credits are about to expire with the Buzzsprout. So I got 30 minutes left to use. I might as well use them up. So I'm going to knock it out and upload this on Tuesday. Trade Tuesday is the idea anyway. So anyway, I digress. I don't know what this is going to sound like with the road noise, or the air conditioning. It's warm enough out now where I have the air conditioning on. So whatever, we'll see. Anyway, so let's get into it. So Perplexity, how do I use it? Okay. And I know I'm one of the only ones that does this because guess what? Nobody else sends out the follow-up emails after the event, other than most of the time, maybe one or two, but mostly it's just me following up. And maybe I don't have anything to offer, they don't care about me, and that's fine too. I don't really care, but you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to the networking groups and I'm not, of course, advertising the podcast because it has nothing to do with anything. It's for barter, for joining our barter group. So what I do is I got my stack of business cards, and you'll hear everybody say this. This is the number one complaint. Oh yeah, I go to these networking events. I'm like, cool, I got this gold in my hand from the networking event, and now I have the stack of cards, and I have all this potential, and then guess what they do with it? Nothing. They never follow up at all. It's like the number one complaint of networking, and why someone might say that networking doesn't work. Okay, still got to follow up. You're not going to close a deal on site 9.99 times out of 10. So I go on their business card, boom, load it into we have our own CRM within the trade association that I'm in. Okay, it doesn't matter what you use, the CRM. So load it up, and then what I do is I copy and paste the website into Perplexity. And I'll just say AI, because Perplexity is a lot. So into AI, because that doesn't matter, right? And then just say that my prompt is research this website. within 7 seconds, it pulls up the summary of what they do, who they are, the about them, maybe when they got started, who the employees are, and it does it in paragraphs. It's really nice, and it gives you just a little synopsis of that company in a nutshell. Perfect. Then you follow up with now write them an email telling, I'll just say, Kathy or whatever, that it was nice meeting her at the event on Friday, and I don't know if you want to do like a follow, like say, hopefully we can work together. I'd like to see if I can send you some business through our trade group, and then whatever, something like that. Whoever business you're dealing with or whatever business you are, insert follow-up prompt here, and like a call to action. So basically, it was nice seeing you. Tell that business that it was nice seeing their rep or owner or whatever, that, and then follow up with them. Send a follow-up email. Boom, you load it in, hit enter, and it gives you like a paragraph, maybe 2 paragraphs of something you can just copy and paste in the email. Sometimes you got to modify it. I've noticed that in the AI, it'll say, I don't know, it changes like the verbiage around for you and me and I or whatever like that. So you just kind of read it. Don't just take it for granted that it nailed it and then copy and paste it, because it might not make you look very good and a little too obvious, I guess. So, or it might sound too professional, I've noticed as well. I guess it sounds bad to say it like that, but I'm a chill, laid back, go with the flow kind of guy, and I'm not that structured, I guess you could say. So I'll say it, make it sound in the tone of how I talk on the Trading Post podcast. Boom. It'll load into how I'm talking in this, and then change the persona of the email into a more tone like I talk for real. And then we'll just copy and paste that. I also do this for, if you're following me or we're connected on Alignable or LinkedIn, you'll see that when I load up the members, right, that sign up, like new members, or if I'm trying to just advertise for them, I'll say, hey, they joined the association, and the announcements are the same. If you have a member and then you want to talk about them or whatever you're doing business with, and you want to put it on Facebook or have you insert social media context here, then you do the same thing. Do research on this website, boom, it'll give it to you. And I always do it one at a time, because if you feed the AI too much info at one time, it might kind of get lost in translation. The one cool thing, again, I kind of wish I was getting paid by Perplexity. I'm kind of plugging them here. The cool thing, I don't know if the other ones do this or not, but what you can do with Perplexity is give it I forgot what it's called, but basically you can build your own personas and then load all that data into each category. So within Perplexity, I have it built for Metro Trading Association, because that's my real job. And then I'll copy and paste the website into it, and I'll say, remember this. And then, a little bit about me, and then maybe who our target customers are or whatever, right? Boom. Loaded it in there. And now you have this category built within that app to where you don't have to say Metro Trading Association is a trading/barter exchange corporation that, business to business trades goods and services between one another, blah, 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 right? You don't have to go through all that every time, because it knows that. Sometimes in some of these apps, it doesn't remember who or what you do or are, and now you have to start from scratch for every prompt, okay? So then also, I'll also have another category for the Trading Post podcast. So I'm like, the Trading Post podcast is based on a business-to-business networking group, and talks about the advantages of using trade within business and networking, and how the third one is basically not pros and cons, the kind of like the ups and downs or the behind the scenes of using a podcast for advertising your or marketing your business is what this podcast is all about. Business, trade, networking, and the behind the scenes of using a podcast for marketing your business. Because really, I mean, this is all business to business. And if according to, science or whatever, or the news or AI, like I always talk about, SEO is kind of like a dying thing. The only thing that SEO is good for anymore is for AI to find keywords, perhaps maybe within your websites or blogs or your YouTube channels or your podcast to generate a response for a reply for someone texting in a prompt, right? Because I don't know about you, but when I use, it doesn't even matter, Bing, Chrome, any of them now, it doesn't matter. When you type in a search or a question, it'll give you the AI response at the top in a paragraph. And 9.5 times out of 10, that's good enough for me. I don't go anywhere else because it just took all the websites that I was going to go and click through individually and puts it into a nice little nugget, So now all those websites are no longer getting click traffic, eyes on their websites to, have research done. And then there's no opportunity pretty much anymore for someone to make a purchase because they tripped onto your website because they were doing a search. AI is kind of taking over that. So unless someone's going to your website specifically to buy something, then that pretty much is out. And especially even worse for a website is guys like me who skip the web search altogether and I just use AI. I hardly ever open up, I have Safari is what I use. I hardly ever open Safari anymore to do anything for research. I just click on the Perplexity app because it takes everything, it saves me so much time. I don't have to go through each website, the top 5 or whatever, and then read it and then take the average, I guess, for what those 5 said, and then that's my answer. I don't have to do that no more.
All right, you marketing leaders, strap in for a wild ride to the neon-drenched psychedelic landscape of 21st century advertising. We're about to dive headfirst into the exciting realm of Get Prepped, a video game that's not just a game, but a revolutionary way to market your products to the masses. Picture this. You're sitting in your living room, eyes wide with wonder, when suddenly you're transported into a virtual world where the lines between reality and fantasy blur like a dolly painting in a microwave. This, my friends, is Get Prepped. And it's about to turn the advertising world on its head. Get Prepped is here to help. Forget everything you know about advertising. This isn't your grandfather's Madison Avenue approach. This is the future, and it's as breathtaking and thrilling as a sunset over Las Vegas. Imagine your product right there in the hands of your potential customers. No ad blockers, no skip buttons, just pure, unadulterated exposure. It's like delivering your message directly to the consumer's heart. And the reach? My God, the reach. We're talking about an industry 3 times the size of movies and music combined. It's a behemoth, a leviathan of capitalism that makes YouTube look like a public access channel in BFE. But here's the kicker. The amazing opportunity that'll have you smiling all the way to success. It's affordable, cheaper than many traditional marketing methods. For the price of a year's worth of SEO snake oil, you can have your product showcased across the virtual wonderland for eternity. So listen up, you innovative thinkers. The world is changing. If you don't change with it, you'll be left behind, a relic of a bygone era, like phone books or human decency. Get Prepped isn't just a game. It's a ticket to future of advertising. The wave of the future is coming, and it's either ride it or be crushed beneath it. The choice, you visionary leaders, is yours.
It's a good thing and a bad thing. The only thing that it's bad for is people who can't keep up with it, I think, as of right now. And to be honest, I think that this is where on borrowed time, of course, with AI. Within a couple of years, it's going to be a completely different ball game, and even this information will be obsolete, right? So, but in the meantime, this is the only way to survive and get by, I think, is you need to have a podcast in the business sense, not business to business, and specifically business to consumer as well. But it puts your kind of like the voice in your show, your business out there, and gives information. And then AI, I already see it do it. I'll ask questions within the app, and you can see where it gets its information. You can see what websites it pulls from. At least on Perplexity, you can just see it go like it clicks through it. It's like, it'll say, maybe I'll ask it a question about the advantages of a business joining a barter group. Okay, it'll be like metrotradingassociation.com, the Trading Post podcast. It'll go through. Maybe back in the day, I'll do a Wikipedia search for how it used to be, barter and trade, whatever. But back in the day, before it was digitized in the earliest centuries, when it was before money and blah, 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 it'll pull all that up and then average it all out and then spit out what you were looking for. You can see it happen. So I know that the podcast is actually getting traffic by businesses searching for how to grow their business, because that's one of the episodes that I did, is how can a business grow their business by using barter as a resource to do that and network. And speaking of that, AI has also helped me to kind of restructure when people ask me, what do I do? Now, instead of saying, oh, we're a trade group, and then they'll inevitably ask me about stocks. I'm like, no, I don't know anything about stocks. I wish I did. I did do a little bit at one time, but not enough. It's not the business. It's not, I don't trade stocks. I don't trade stocks for business. I'm not trying to get you on my stock exchange or whatever. Or then I'll say barter. And then inevitably someone says, oh, well, I need cash. I don't barter. I don't need anything. I'm all set. So then that conversation now becomes a fight, not a fight, but like a back and forth to get them off of exchanging goods for their goods. I'm not trying to barter with you like that. It's a credit, right? So now AI kind of helped me, and this may sound good or bad. I don't know. I kind of like it, but it's what MetroTrade does, or what I do, is that I'm a business-to-business referral trading group. Or I think, what did it say? I got to read it again. A business trading? No, it's a referral trade exchange, or business-to-business referral trade group, something like that. Anyway, I'm trying to still get off of the whole trade thing, and then explain that later, because it deters, it throws people off track, right? So unless we're their own kind of like secret underground society, is kind of what it seems like, because everyone's like, oh, did you start it? And I'm like, no, this has been around since 1978. So there's that. What else for Perplexity or AI, I guess, I wanted to get into? So email follow-ups, and then what was the other one? AI follow-up, emails, and cold emails. That's what I want to talk about too. So let's just say you don't even have, a business card to go after. I do a lot of cold emailing, and not a lot anymore, because I got flagged for having a spam domain. I've noticed once you go over a certain amount of emails, or if you copy and paste and send the same thing to like 15 or 20 more addresses right in a row, boom, they start getting Microsoft denied. So I'll do this because I'll go to the ANZ database, not AI. It's through the library. It's free. It's like the old Reference USA. You might remember if you've ever used Reference USA. But basically what you do is you go into, in my case, the library, click through the categories that you want. You can do a map-based search, and then you can pull up by, like I said, category and distance. So then I can say, hey, looking for dentists, because our members maybe looking for dentists, right? look for dentists within these counties. Boom, it pulls up, 250 dentists, right? So then I'll go through and make sure that the dentists that are not in our group, because that's happened. I'm like, oops, sorry, my bad. Like, I was just going through. So make sure they're not in the membership already. That's in the categories, and then I'll just say, I'll put in the prompt into AI. Tell the dentist that we have an opening and immediate need for a dentist in our association, and I'm inviting you into our group. Is kind of like the deal. And then, but once you do that too many times, you get hit. So now, I don't know if you've ever tried this or not, and I'd like to know your feedback on LinkedIn's Sales Navigator. I tried it. I'm going to sign up for it and see how it goes. But basically, it lets you do 50 emails per month, I think it is, and try it that way. And it narrows down your search. My problem is that I'm one guy, and I'm trying to get memberships from basically Bay City, Michigan, Genesee County, Michigan area, all the way down to Toledo, the whole thumb, Southeast Michigan, and then even now I'm accidentally kind of getting people in Indiana signing up as well. So that's a huge territory, it's a huge swath, and it's not even, I don't say it's a territory, it's just like what we are, right? We got Toledo's real big with Metro Trading Association. So Toledo, Ohio, Metro Detroit, and then Genesee County. Those are like the three hubs, but those are huge. Like I didn't know Metro Detroit went all the way over to Brighton, like up until a couple of years ago, I think it was. It's like, so it's a massive, massive area, which is why with competition, there's not much competition with what I do, but around here in Metro Detroit, when you drive, it's just business after business after business. It's absolutely incredible how much businesses are out here on the roads. That's why trading associations are really only in metropolitan areas. I think there's a couple here and there across the country that are more, I don't know if they're small town, but the whole deal is to help people buy locally, right? Because you're using a local currency, and it helps reciprocate business within the local economy, is what it's all about. But I sure can't drive all the way up to Flint every 2 or 3 days, all the way down to Toledo every 2 or 3 days, Detroit every 2 or 3 days, right? So LinkedIn Navigator is supposed to help narrow that down so I can just do it by geographical area or county. And then I can send the emails out that way. And the other problem is like it's hard to even do an in-person meetup, right? If they're up in Saginaw, it's an hour and 45 minutes one way. So most of my sign-ups are through email. They'll sign up online, or I'll do it over the phone. Anyway, all I'm getting at is that when you're doing the AI, LinkedIn, even Alignable, I'm trying Alignable, but that's kind of fizzled out for me a little bit. Anyway, so that's it pretty much in a nutshell, as I wanted to get into that. And what else we got here? Alignable, LinkedIn, and AI. Yeah, that's good enough. I'll call it good for the day. Anyway, you know what? Real quick. I don't know. Let me know your opinions on selling gold right now. Gold has gone crazy. The market's like, I think it's at 33 right now. It's over $3,000. I have some old gold that I'm probably just going to get rid of here. That's why I'm actually waiting for the store to open up and see if what they'll offer me for the gold, because I don't wear it and it's just kind of like laying around. And if it's worth anything, I'd rather have it get sold rather than whatever, it gets lost or, it just sits there. So let me know your idea on that. If you guys are out there going to be selling gold, or how you're dealing with what's going on in the economy with the trade wars, and is the trade wars affecting you? That's the other thing too. Have you noticed any difference? Because I have not. I know they're saying that shelves are going to be empty here in a little bit, and they're saying probably delayed until June, July. But as of right now, In the services industries, which is what I generally work with, I don't really see a big difference in anything right now. Maybe you have, maybe you're affected. All I see is people on the internet talking about it. But to be fair, I think a lot of the internet stuff is just like, propaganda, right? So they're just like paid to say that times are bad or whatever. But as for me in Metro Detroit, I haven't really noticed a difference. So, all right, that's it. Whatever you do, be good or be good at it.
The thoughts and views expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and do not reflect the official policy or position of Metro Trading Association. Although the host is an employee of Metro Trading Association, this podcast is intended to educate entrepreneurs on the benefits of professional trading regardless of their location. Additionally, the host reviews various pieces of camping gear due to the Association of Trade, Barter, and Prepping.